So this is my 2005 GX470 Sport with KDSS for longer than I care to admit. Had a dash light that stays on for the KDSS, and car drive's okay, but it's not stable because it's not locking the stabilizer valves. I've got a tech stream system and it's throwing the low side code. So the C1832, which is the accumulator solenoid malfunction. So I got the solenoid valve body. I'm going to replace it. In order to do that, you need to hydraulically bleed the entire system. And instead of buying the expensive factory tool, I made one with a Chinesium pump and went to a hydraulic shop and had them make this array with two, I think they're high side air conditioner fittings, which fit on the factory stabilizer valve inputs. So it's a replica of the factory service tool. I've tested it before, it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to replace the stabilizer valve. So I removed the covers. This is the offending unit. This is the new one. And they are the same, except this one has these large Allen screws, which I assume capture the solenoids on the top. And the original one has them on the bottom. I don't know if that was a incremental design change, but I will be swapping it regardless because it looks like all the other connections are in the correct place. First thing I'm going to do is try to drain the fluid. These are the shutter valve ports. This is what unlocks the stabilizer valves and allows the hydraulic rams to move when you're servicing the suspension. And these are the two service ports that the tool I made interfaces with to pressurize, or to bleed and then pressurize the system. These are the accumulators, which I assume still have pressure in them. So I'm going to hook up the tool and open the system with the intent of relieving the pressure before I crack any of the hydraulic lines open. This is the hydraulic pressure pump. And this is the service ports attached to the AC fittings. What I'm going to do is crack these open to relieve the internal pressure of the system that's stored in the accumulators, so that when I open the system, it's not high pressure hydraulic fluid that could cause injury or make a mess. All right, so I was able to remove the solenoid valve. A little bit tight to get all the lines out, but I was able to do it. So I'll replace the, well, so these are the accumulators. That's the solenoid valve, to get the terminology correct, I believe. Solenoid valve's going in, so wish me luck. So I got the new solenoid valve installed. I'm gonna get it all bled out and see if the code goes away, but it's looking good. All right, so day 2, per the all data bleed procedure, I broke all the bolts loose on the rams and stabilizer so that the rams can be fully extended, front and rear. And now I'm going to pressurize the system, bleed the valve, and then bleed the rams individually and see what happens. All right, moment of truth. So I got the battery hooked back up, system completely bled out, pressurized, stabilizer bars hooked up, pistons compressed front and rear. I was able to bleed the system out, get all the air. New valve body, or stabilizer. Control valve. Let's see what the dash has to say. The light goes off. Code is clear. We're gonna take it for a drive, see if it feels better. So the car drives perfectly. KDSS light is still off. Final step is to double check in the tech stream system and just verify that there are no codes. And it looks like everything is gravy. No codes popped up. Here's a solenoid test. Good to go. So successfully replaced the KDSS accumulator. You can do it without a dealership and spending $5,000.